Every time. Hi guys, it's the Migas. Hola, hola.
Hello, ¿cómo estás? This episode is going to be full-blown only in Spanish, so turn on the translation. Just kidding.
No. I mean, I don't want anybody to get mad at me because I would just say every word incorrectly.
What was that you posted the other day? Pendeja?
Yeah. No, it's like, I may not know Spanish, but I know a pendeja when I see her. And then I'll always tell my in-laws, I'm like, whenever we have like little gossip, and I was like, just call me Cheese Mosa. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I love the cheese. I live on the cheese.
I love me some queso.
Yeah. Fried queso. Mm. Do you remember in the retreat when we made the fried queso?
Yes,
the non-Dominican here made fried queso for everyone.
Did. She Dominican. Just admit it.
Yeah, no, I am.
Just represent it,
yes.
Own it.
From Santiago.
From Santiago. Ooh, she from the bougie side.
Bougie on a budget. So we have,
a lot to talk about.
We always have a lot to talk about. I mean, come on, guys. This is how this all started. But
That's how this all started.
But first, I know I have, that meme is like when someone wants to tell you like they're a vegan and they're like this, they're just like, they really need to tell you. Like that's me right now with the books that we're reading. So I'm just like, we gotta talk about it first. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
And then we'll get in to the episode and all the things.
And all the things.
All the things. All the things. All right. So what are you currently reading?
So currently, and I don't even know, I can pull it up on my phone, but I'm just going to go off of
Vibes.
The power of my brain. I am reading The Ex-Girlfriend Murder Club. I am only on like chapter 6. And holy moly guacamole. It's just like my jaw is on the floor currently. From what I'm listening to it on audio for free, 99 on Hoopla. Technically, things are not free because I know my tax dollars that I pay for my property tax is contributing to my local library. And I'm taking advantage.
That's right.
Technically, I already paid for it.
Yeah, you did.
Just a long time ago. We're sitting in that escrow account, ready to get funded. But I am not one for spoilers. And again, I'm barely just
scratching the surface
of the book. And I just feel like it's gonna probably end. I didn't look up what the book was about. Just went off of the cover vibe.
What's the genre? Mystery?
I guess.
Girl.
I am not.
She went in totally blind.
Super blind.
You went in Stevie Wonder blind.
I want to say it's giving a little Frida McFadden.
Okay.
So maybe like thriller, a little bit of romance. It's comedy.
Ex-Girlfriend
Murder
Club.
Is it club? I may just be making up this title.
Or isn't it the Guide to Murder?
No. I'm like, hold on. It's on my Hoopla.
Let me
make sure I don't hit play.
Ex-Girlfriend Murder Club. I see. Yeah, with the three people. And yeah.
What's the genre? Tell us, Nora.
Let's see. I'll tell you right now.
Educate
Premise,
me.
The humor.
Educate me.
The themes. This book, it's female friendship, revenge. Okay, what? Dude, what's the genre? Oh, hold on. What says humor? So that's always good.
The first 4 chapters, I was cracking up already.
All right. So, come on, Goodreads. All right. Genres: mystery thriller, cozy mystery thriller, humor, adult fiction, cozy, and contemporary.
There you go. So it's like a mix.
Love it.
But hilarious so far. But again, chapter 6. And if you've already read it, let me know. Hopefully by the time this episode drops, I finished the book. I know I got to speak to Anna from our book club about it because she finished it. And I felt like it was a great read or transitional read after The Love Hypothesis. So I finished that. Really loved it.
You liked it? She has a lot of
that may be my first 4.5 because I've been giving all these books 5.
Yeah.
I think I have to listen to it again.
Okay.
because there was some parts I'm just like, she was kind of annoying me.
Yeah.
But again, I'll speak about it more during the
which
book
I
club.
have to schedule that. My bad, guys.
This is your reminder.
This is my reminder.
And what are you reading, Miss Ma'am?
I'm reading The Hotel Nantucket. So I set a goal for myself I picked out 6 books, 6 summer books, and this is my last of the 6 summer books. So I already finished. So
the summer's coming to an end.
Yeah, but whoever said that I would finish mid-August, you're right, because I'll be done by today.
Winner, chicken dinner.
You ain't getting crap from me. No, I'm just kidding, because I already give you guys a bunch of
You're
stuff.
getting this episode.
Ta-da! So The Hotel Nantucket is actually book 2. They can be read as standalones, but it's so crazy. There's so many stories happening in one shot. So it's like, the Hotel Nantucket is pretty much kind of like an abandoned hotel that has a ghost in it. And this individual got murdered in the hotel, but she's like, someone has to do the research on my story. Like, I need somebody to do the research on my story. But she's pretty much like haunting the entire hotel. And someone put like $30 million to bring it up and get these like kind of like a 5-key rating to be like the best hotel. But you get to hear a story of the GM, then another girl who's like she's telling her story. She's like the front desk manager, and then the girl who's under her who's in the front desk as well. And then you have this one kid that starts cleaning, but he's like his name is Chad, but he's a Chad. So like, you know, those polo wearing, you know, Range Rover driving, spoiled brat kids. But he wants to pay his dues to something that he did that we're about to find out what he did. And then you also have like this top of the line chef and his story. And then you have a night auditor story and like what they're going through. And it's so many different stories in one book. And I'm like eating it up. I'm like, oh my God, yes.
And it's easy to follow, I would assume.
It is, and especially with my ADHD, because I'm always like, wait, but what happened to her? Wait, what happened to this person? I'm like, oh, I was just thinking about this person. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, thank God you were telling me about it. This is great. And I was like, oh, and a new character? Awesome. Keep going. I'm like, I need to know.
This is putting your brain to the true test.
It literally is. And I'm keeping up.
Okay.
So it's good.
And you're halfway through?
I have like 2 more hours. I'll be done by today.
Okay. Today.
I'm so excited. I'm like, this is such a good book. I love it so much. It's so good.
I love it. You know what? Actually, what I started listening to first, "Never Lie" by Frida McFadden. And then I was like, wait, this is not. I thought that was your September book. It's October.
October's book, yeah.
October or November?
October.
Okay, and I was like, wait, no.
No. It's Little Strangers. I think Little Strangers.
I think it's November.
Y'all are in for a treat and a half, because that is.
And I started Never Lie, and I was like, ooh, so that one starts off good. But I was like, wait, I don't want to listen to this right now, because then obviously by the time the book club meeting happens, I'm going to be like, wait, who?
Oh, no. That book will live with you forever.
Okay.
It literally lives mortgage and tax-free in my head. Like
property tax-free.
Yeah. It's so crazy, because I actually had one of my friends, Omar, was like, oh, I want to start getting into reading. What can I? And when it comes to men, like I'm always like, well, I'm not going to put you on like, I mean, you can read fantasy if you want to. I was like, but you know what? I feel like Frida McFadden is just very good. It's just a good stepping, just let's dip your toes in the water. So I told him to read Never Lie, and he finished in 2 days.
Look at that.
And he's like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay, there's another book. It's called None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And that one had me like, wait, that was intense. It was good. I was like, oh my God.
A thriller.
And, it's a thriller. And like the woman has a podcast, and like, it's just, it's nuts. It's nuts. But I was like, you know what? Do The Housemaid. I was like, The Housemaid, there's 3 stories. I was like, just
I need to get to that third story.
Yeah, I was like, read them all. I mean, the third one was not, but I was like, read that. I was like, Frida's very easy to get through, and then read.
She's a good quick
this
read.
one.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. So then he started down. He was like, oh my God, she was in where for how long? And I was like, I know.
That's kind of still how I feel about Verity.
Yes.
I'm excited for the movie.
So am I, especially because it's Josh Hartnett.
Ooh, classic heartthrob. I was definitely a Josh Hartnett fan. I mean, still am. But
Berto goes, oh, your man's coming back. And I was like, who? And he goes, your man. He's coming back into the...
He was in 28 Days, right? I think, or one of those crazy like zombie...
No. He was in 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Something like that. And was he in Jeepers Creepers, I think?
the faculty.
Something like I remember him
with
being
Usher and all of them. Where
I think so. Yeah.
Where
It was one of those.
It was
and
like
I
a
just
parasite
like, oh,
got
who is
into
this
them.
man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshy.
Meanwhile, we're going to be talking about our white Pharaoh.
But you want to know something crazy? He does not have like when you look at him, you're not like, oh, he's such a hard. It's not like a Paul Walker. It's a very
swag. Just like,
and it's also a very unique look that only he can pull off. And 100%. You're just like, and he's aging very well.
I haven't seen him recently. So
he was in an M. Night Shyamalan movie too.
A who?
M. Night Shyamalan. He always does like creepy ass movies. I'm like Shyamalan ding dong. That's what you were thinking, weren't you?
No, I did not think about the ding dong.
Yes. Well, I am a dark romance reader. Okay. But anyways, but that's what we're reading.
What are you reading? Let us know in the comments.
Yes.
And any suggestions, especially again,
for my never-ending TBR.
Summer's over. Her summer reading list is over. Let's get into the fall and the winter and the Christmas.
Yeah, December, I'm reading all Christmas.
Love it.
All Christmas, all the time. Jingle bells, Batman smells. Like, I want the whole thing. Yeah, I'm like, I want every holla la 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 ding dong ever. Like, the cheesier, the better. Like, I want my entire TBR to be a Hallmark movie.
The Megan Quinn one that we did last time, right? With the
Grinch stole
the competitions.
Yes.
That was my favorite. I want to go to that town. What was the name of that book?
It's called How My Neighbor Stole Christmas.
Yes.
But she has another one coming out.
Okay.
Because she's been like slotted to do like the Christmas,
holidays.
like holiday ones. But then, Lauren Asher comes out with something. Like all the big authors come out with good books. But Megan Quinn with the spice, baby. I'm like, yes. Give me all of it.
Give me all the sesame.
Candy cane. If you know, you know.
Oh my God.
All right. So let's get into how was your weekend?
Let's get into how was your
weekend?
As you guys can see, we literally record these episodes. I wouldn't say like on 100% whim, but we just press the record button and on vibes and just let it roll.
Yeah.
And all right. Okay. Gotcha.
They're excited.
It's super excited. So excited to talk about my weekend.
Go ahead.
My weekend literally felt like a week. Spend it. I am still, I guess, on island time. I feel like I've been on island time the entire summer.
Good.
Because even before I went on vacation, I was like, wait, I felt like I've been on vacation. And I'm actually going on a vacation now. Like, I actually have to fly somewhere. And got to fly to La Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico. Wow. It was my first time getting there by land. The first time was by sea on a beautiful cruise ship. And Kelvin was also supposed to be on that cruise ship. And like I said it in the caption that I posted on my personal page, that's a whole story for a whole other day. We may have to have it over some dinner, or if we get to do a Migas intimate dinner, I'll share that story then. So hold me accountable for when we do have that dinner to share this story. Because
that would be so fun, dinner with the Migas.
Dinner with the Diener.
Wiener, chicken dinner. Like, dinner with the Migas.
Sophia,
if anything, I am Karol G.
Karol G, I love her. I love her. Love her.
Because I love when she goes, I am so happy. It's amazing.
And I'm right there. That is exactly how I felt this weekend.
She was so happy. It was amazing.
It was. Because as I was trying to tell Rich from our beautiful production team that I couldn't really come up with a word, a sentence to describe the experience. First of all, Bad Bunny, obviously have always loved this man. He's just such a talent, such a light. And yes, sometimes he doesn't sing, about the best things. And I'm working on stepping away from all of that, the perreo and yada yada. But there's for me, I realized I was like, this man has always mentioned God, talked about God in his songs about being thankful, grateful. So I'm like, I know the spirit is there. So it was beautiful to feel that again, this time for the fourth. This was our fourth Bad Bunny concert. Obviously the first time in Puerto Rico. So it was Kelvin's first time in PR. And again, it was my second time. Fun fact, we were supposed to get married in San Juan, Puerto Rico in 2017, but then Hurricane Maria happened. And unfortunately, our entire itinerary had to be changed. We were also going there by cruise. And unfortunately, there was like 40 people that were supposed to meet us in San Juan and come on the ship for the wedding. And unfortunately, again, that did not happen. So interesting enough, before this trip, there was a couple earthquakes that happened here in New Jersey. And I'm literally like looking up at God. I'm like, hey, bro, are we supposed to go to PR or not? Like, you let me know if we're supposed to be there, open the ways, abre el camino, all the things, and allow us to get there safely, enjoy it safely, and come back home safely, and all that jazz. And I literally prayed on it. Because like I said, I was just like, are Kelvin and Cindy supposed to make it to PR together? And obviously we were, and like I said, amazing is one of the words that pops up. Phenomenal. Just truly moving. What just so grand, this experience. That's all I can say. Like, from everything. It was so well done, so well organized, because that was the biggest thing too. I was like, so many people literally traveling from all over the world to come to Puerto Rico to see Bad Bunny. It's just like, obviously I'm not going to cry about it, but it gets you in your feelings. I feel like with all of his concerts, even from the very first one that we saw him in Madison Square Garden, I literally remember, you know how people say with Beyonce's concerts, like they feel like they went to church and all those things. And I remember saying, and I'm like, oh, this is what people mean. Because that's how it felt like at that first concert at MSG. That's how it felt like at that second concert that we went to at Yankee Stadium. The third concert at Barclays. And now this one, a 3-hour-long concert worth every single penny, every single, again, like small worry that I had about getting there, the hassle of obviously the packing, the logistics of everything, worth it all. And he is there through the end of September, and there's random tickets available. If you have the opportunity, pawn whatever you need to pawn.
Do not put it on a credit card.
Money always comes back. This
not
time,
at a 22% interest.
The memories, the time does not, our health, none of that. we can't rewind. You can always make more money. You always can. Again, we are in the land of opportunity. You can. We live in the social media era. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, tell us more about just kind of like what package did you get? Like, what was the experience? And like walk us through, like, once you guys arrived, like what Bad Bunny features did you have?
What Bad Bunny things did we do? The
like,
thing.
Like what are the things that they had in place for you guys that came with the experience? Yeah, so that sets it apart from any other experience you would have had.
Any other concert, absolutely. And so back in January, we all know he dropped that his most recent album. And with him, and he did the same thing to us October last year was that concert. But whenever it was that he dropped that previous album to this, he literally drops the album, and a week and a half later, he drops his dates. So get your coins ready. You always stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. So you don't have to sit here and pawn stuff for now to try to get it to Puerto Rico if you don't have secured tickets. So this was in January. Again, a week and a half later, I think we started getting the information that something was going to be dropping, and it was going to be like this crazy experience and the residency in Puerto Rico. And Calvin and I had already spoken we're going. We're going. And I remember him checking roughly. I think they had kind of set up a preview so you can kind of see. And then again, they're doing the whole thing with the code. You got to get that code and to get in the queue. So that in itself was a hassle. If you guys remember last season, I spoke That's how bad my heart was racing. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, bada boom. And I remember almost giving up to get that package because the system crashed. I don't think they were prepared for the amount of people that were ready to buy and secure their VIP experience package.
Bad Bunny speaks to the masses.
Absolutely. The world.
Like,
the world.
I may not speak Spanish, but Puerto Rico, like, you know, come on, like, hello.
Absolutely.
What is it? Titi me pregunto si tengo mucha novia.
Hey.
Oh. Come on.
So, thank God, secure them. But again, that system crashed. And I think they like learned from that. And that's why a lot of people, I think, gave up. And I remember stepping away from the computer and I was like, Lord, if we are meant to go, the next time I click on this mouse, you will let me in. And remember, he let me in. So first,
God let her in.
God let me in.
The Lord.
So, and it was like a literally like a frenzy to try to secure these things. Again, if you went through that, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you have to sit there, pick your section. It's not like you can select your exact seats. So you had to pick from 4 sections that were available. They kind of gave you a layout of what the stadium was going to look like. So, but again, it's VIP. So you're hopefully going to get a good seat. And then from there, after you click on that, then you had to click on the hotel. And I remember the first hotel that I wanted to stay at was already sold out. So I was like, oh my God, just clicked on the next one. Never even like had time to research if it was a decent hotel or not, where was it located, none of that. Again, just hitting it with a prayer. Secured that. Again, this was like January 15th, I remember. Then the day after we bought our tickets, because we were like, we should not wait to get these tickets because everyone and their mother is trying to go to PR during this time frame. Secure the tickets. So package-wise, what we got, we paid, and that was for 2 nights, including 2 nights at a hotel. It was $2,500, let's say, rounding it up. $2,500. Then we added an extra night because we were like 2 nights, not enough.
Yeah.
Added an extra night for $400. So if you're calculating, and then the flights at that time, round trip out of Newark Airport, direct flights to San Juan was $1,000 for 2 people. So that included access to the VIP, the pool party that had VIP sections because the pool party was open to everyone. You didn't even have to like be going to the concert to be able to go to this experience. Then it also included access to, I would say like a museum type of setup of his, where he had like posters of all his previous world tours. And that at the same time, at that place, that's where you picked up like your VIP lanyards and your merch bag. That was also included in the package. And part of that is these beautiful coasters that we're using right now, and the back is it's branded. This one specifically was a set of 4. This one has the Coliseum where the concert was held, El Choli in Puerto Rico, and that
This is like a little store.
Yeah, a little colmado. That's what it looks like. So, and again, I'm sure you guys have seen it on social media what that merch bag included. Again, very, very, very well done. So when we landed there, we had a very early flight. I think originally it was like 6:30 in the morning. And then it got bumped up to 5:30 in the morning. But I'm grateful that we left at that time because we landed around like 9:30. The hotel was literally 5 minutes from the airport. We get there. They were offering early check-in. But they were like, oh, you want to pay $200 for early check-in? Because check-in wasn't until 4. By the time we got to the hotel, it was like maybe 10:30. And we're like, $200? Because at first I was like, oh, yeah, so we could just get to the room. But they were like, oh, but we could hold your bags and then you still have access to like a shower and stuff that they had. So if you needed to change, refresh or whatever, you could without having to be in your room. And Calvin was like, no. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because we'd rather just spend that $200 out somewhere in Puerto Rico. So that's exactly what we did. Secured our bags. I remember I just changed my shoes. I wanted to sit there and like change my outfit again because packed all the fits. And I was like, whatever. I guess I'll get to as many outfits as I can. And if anything, will just be saved for whatever the next trip is. So that day we had already secured. That's the day that we reserved to go to that museum of his. But I think we had made the reservations for that. And that was another thing. You had to make literally reservations for everything because that was the only thing that I was hesitant. I remember in the beginning of attending because I was like, if it's on a first come, first serve basis, I was like, I'm not beat to wait in line. Because again, we're there for such a short period of time. I was like, I want to make the best of it and also not feel stressed. And that was also our mentality going there. Let's just go with the flow. So I remember we originally had scheduled it for 3. So we were like, all right, so let's go. Let's hop in an Uber. Well, no, first we took a cab from the hotel. We just, asked the guy in the front, like, hey, can you get a cab for us? We're trying to go to Old San Juan. Because the area that we stayed in, I think that's considered Carolina.
Okay.
So Old San Juan is we were maybe 10 minutes away from Old San Juan. So we took a cab. The lady was wonderful, gave us the whole breakdown of the history of the island and all the things. But for a 10-minute ride, she charged us $25. So we're like, oh, okay, maybe everything's just hiked up because of it's a Thursday, it's about to be the weekend, blah blah blah. But funny enough, when we researched, let's just see what a Uber is to get back, it was $10.
Yeah.
So Calvin was like, you know what, since Uber is obviously regulated, obviously these taxi cab drivers are going to hike up. They don't have any rules. And I'm pretty sure since they're tied with the hotel, they probably all earn some type of commission, I'm sure. So stick to Ubers. Ubers were very, very decently priced. Again, you can get anywhere and everywhere, all the popular places in that area specifically in under 10 minutes. But for the ride to the concert, so we went to the concert again. So that Thursday we did the experience. We walked around, did all the exploring, hit up he has a cafe that he opened up, which was really nice. The wait, we got there, the line wasn't long, but by the time we left, that line was long. So again, if you're trying to experience all the Bad Bunny things, I highly recommend doing that as early in the day as possible, especially take advantage that most people are sleeping in. Everybody's on island time. But I was on American time. Let's get up early, get the things done. I mean, we were up early just period because of the flight. So then we did, again, the experience, walked around, all the things. And then that same night was the pool party. So the pool party is always a day before your concert if you have that package. So at first, a lot of people were talking so much crap, so much negative stuff about this pool party. And I literally told Calvin, I was like, well, let's just go and experience it for ourselves and really see what the whole downside is. There was no downside for us at all. We got there a little before 8. Again, people are just trickling in. Everybody, again, is on island time. Most of these places, even if you go to a club in New York, stuff is not popping off until closer to midnight. The pool party was only until 1 o'clock in the morning. So it started literally getting lively and packed around a little bit before 10 o'clock. I want to say around 9:50 to be exact. And then after that, again, more people kept trickling in. But my body was like, no, ma'am, it's time for bed. That's when I realized that I definitely prioritize my sleep. The first vacation, I do so. Because other vacations, I would not care. Let's party till 2 o'clock in the morning, be up at 7 and keep it going. Not this time around. I was like, this 37-year-old body said, let's chill, sis. We've been up since 2 a.m. Because I was on 12. I was like, why do I feel so tired?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, I didn't get a full night's rest before all of this. And I was like, well, I'm proud of myself for staying out this late. And late.
Almost 24 hours.
Right, absolutely. But again, we took full advantage of that first day. Nice. So then the following day was the concert day, but obviously not until the evening or at night. So then we decided to take advantage of, so again, when you have that VIP stuff or when you, I guess, secure any type of tickets, you get a what to know or what to do. So they have these other experiences you can reserve on the side and just pay for it separately. So we decided to go to Lala's, which Bad Bunny is part owner of. Mm-hmm. And that's also, I forgot what area that is, but I know it's inside of the old San Juan or the San Juan Mall, which is pretty much the Short Hills of Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. If you know Short Hills here, New Jersey, it literally has all the luxury high-end stores. It's a smaller mall. It's not overwhelming. So that's where that restaurant specifically is located. And it makes sense, I guess, because literally we pull up, there's a Lamborghini outside, super cool Porsche and all these luxury cars. Again, the vibe is definitely different there and you feel it. But we feel that what we paid for this dining experience, way overpriced, way overhyped. And Calvin was upset. And I was like, I completely understand. We paid like $390 to be served grilled chicken and pasta.
Oof. No.
I was just like, not even a nice steak.
Yeah.
Or
lobster
a
tail.
seafood option, because that's pretty ridiculous. And they included it with, like it was paired with drinks. But then I was just like, I'm not drinking. So it was mocktails to the point that I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of just consuming these liquid calories, all this sugar. And I started to feel it in my stomach. When you're overdoing it with sugar, and especially when your body's not used to that, you're gonna feel that constipation. Like your bowel movement is not gonna be normal. But with how I balanced that out was just making sure that I was eating some fiber and drinking a shit ton of water. Mm-hmm. But it was not, because you could see the menu prices. Again, the food was really good. The service was great. The atmosphere, the vibes were all there. But if you go, just order a la carte. Not worth doing that package. Like, but do go there. I do recommend the place. Just avoid that package. And then from there, we just got back to the hotel, got ready for the concert. A lot of people were telling us to arrive early there, since it was a Friday. The Uber price to get to the concert, again, from our hotel to where the Coliseum is, or the venue, is like 10 minutes. You got charged $50. $50 Uber ride. Again, it's just like you're going to the airport.
Yeah.
But again, I get it. But it was a Friday night.
If you were in a taxi, it would have probably been $100.
Right,
so.
probably even more. And I get it. It was a Friday. That's the day that we got to go to the concert. That's another thing that I wasn't aware of. I thought he was maybe just doing 1 or 2 concerts. He literally is doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And these concerts are 3 hours long each. So the one that we went to, which was on August 8th, was his 13th concert. And you would think that like you can kind of like see like a little bit of like more like less energy from him. Same energy. Because I remember when we went to see him at Yankee Stadium, I think that was towards the end of his tour. And he literally sat down on the stage and he said, "Mi gente, I'm tired." Like, and I love that of him, of how transparent he is. And this one, again, it's just like he's getting recharged every single night just from the energy of the crowd. Mm-hmm. And he said it too. He was like, "I'm always gonna remember this concert, the concert number 13. He was like, "I just feel the energy is different. You probably think I say this in every concert. So if you've gone to any of his other concerts, or if you've gone after the 13th one, let me know if he said that." Because I'm like, but I also did, as soon as I walked in there, even like the outside. The outside, first of all, is like, it seems like it's a madhouse because they have all the activation booths and all the little things you could do. So many things. So one thing, if you want to experience all of that, get there like at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
We got there like a little bit after 6. So I think I had picked up like one free clear bag. And I had already purchased a clear bag here because they have restrictions on that. The security to get in there, insane. Like, I remember my lipstick, they were like, "Can you please open that?" Like, so no, like you can't even like vape or anything like that in there. Because all of the concerts that we've been to, like people are like smoking, doing all the things. This one, nothing. I think even too, like if you had a stick, if for a flag, you had to remove the stick from the flag. That's how like very strict that they were. So it felt, obviously that made it feel even safer that they were being that thorough. And that's why, because they had like separate lines for VIP and all that stuff. Still on our VIP line, we still waited 45 minutes to get in. But we got on the line, I think right when the doors opened. The doors had opened at 6:30. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing is that all the stuff that's outside, you kind of feel like, oh man, I really want to go see that. They have so many things to do inside, and you're in the air condition. So if you get there early, get on that line early, be one of the first ones to get in. I know like the merch lines are always like the longest. If you want specific merch, they have all different types. They have a merch thing outside. They have a merch thing inside. So kind of go with that in mind, a plan of like what you want to buy. And they also have exclusive merch at that museum experience as well. That I 100% say, please do that. So you learn so much, again, about the Puerto Rican culture and just about him. One of the coolest things from there is that he had the actual booth he recorded the album in. And what he did was that he had this booth, I guess, built with a glass window. And he stationed this window or this booth. It looked like it was like a house like on a mountain or in El Campo in PR. So the view outside the booth was like like the jungle and like the forest, whatever. It looked amazing. So I'm like, now that I know like what booth he was in, re-listening to the album, it's just like, even coming back home, re-listening to the album, it's just been, I'm seeing it in a whole new light. And just all the songs, I realized I was like, I was only sticking to like five to six songs of his album, but now I'm like listening to the song, like with just fresh ears, fresh eyes. I want to go back. And it's funny because I saw there was an influencer. There was a couple of like micro influencers from New Jersey also there. And they had said, they were like, if I can go to this concert, because I think they went to the concert on Sunday night. They literally said it. They were like, if I would have gone to this concert on Friday, best believe I would have been there Saturday and Sunday. Like, that's how good it is. And I told Calvin that. I remember saying, even on Saturday when we were there, I'm like, people are getting ready to go to the concert tonight. And that's how I'm literally going to be every
weekend.
Every weekend. I'm like,
September.
People are just arriving to the concert. It's just starting. And he literally starts exactly like at 9:00. Even a couple minutes before that. Like, he is prompt and it ends roughly around midnight.
So he's not on island time?
No, yeah, because he was like, I guess obviously he's on, I'm sure, a strict schedule, especially doing that back-to-back stuff. Maybe I'm sure like on Sunday he probably is like a little bit more lax since he has more of a break before the next concert. But for us, he, like as far as celebrity-wise, he brought out one of the, I guess, trap reggaetoneros, Davey and someone else. And Calvin was like, I don't even know who these people are. Because I don't know who he brought out Saturday night, but on Sunday night, he brought out Cani Garcia, who I've also like recently learned through Calvin of who she is, also a big Puerto Rican artist, and Residente, like, again, he's a throwback artist. And when I literally told that to Calvin, he was like, man, what the F? And I was just like, I told you we guys just got to go back. We should have just stayed. Could have gone to the concert again and saw all these people, but what an experience. And since we, again, extended our trip, Saturday was literally just an R&R day, rest and recovery. We literally did not leave that hotel. That's why I was like, Thursday and Friday, we used it to like, let's do all the things. Let's whatever. And then Saturday, just completely just chill. And we like stayed beachside the entire day. I remember then got changed for dinner. There's, I forget, Meat Something restaurant right at the hotel that we were staying at. We stayed at the Fairmont. And wow, that hotel in itself, like all the experiences that they offered just inside of that hotel, they always had like the live music every single night. And they are playing Bad Bunny, like a violinist playing Bad Bunny. That's literally my dream. I will never forget when my baby shower back in 2020, I was calling around mariachi bands, asking all of them, I'm like, hey, because I think I saw it like, but this is like this modern mariachi bands from LA that were playing Bad Bunny, but to like mariachi version. So I was like, ooh, that'd be so dope to get for my baby shower. And I called around a bunch of very good mariachi bands here in New Jersey. And I would never, ever ask a mariachi band to play me some Bad Bunny. Because one guy who was like, ¿Qué tú crees que soy payaso? He literally said, what do you think, I'm a clown? And I was just like, ooh, my bad. I definitely offended the mariachi culture by asking them about Bad Bunny. And then I was just like, oh, I didn't even think of that when like the guy with the violin, I love a violinist. I love like a 5-string or what is it, a 4-string quartet. And I was like, I didn't even think about just hiring someone to do that, like, and just play Bad Bunny on a violin. So it was so beautiful to experience that live at the hotel lobby. And that was the night before we were getting ready. And then they brought out the guys with the drums and the girls with the skirts. And it was just like, I felt fully immersed in that culture, in their culture. That's like, like I'm literally like about to go on and see like what tickets are available for September. Like, screw Salem.
You're like, sorry,
I'm going back to Puerto Rico. And I absolutely get it. Like, I understand now more. And again, like, just appreciate the same way that I felt with the Mexico City trip. Again, that Latino pride, the culture, the pride. I 100% get it even more. And I'm Dominican myself, and we're very proud of our culture and our island and our history and our people. But it's so cool to experience like my brothers and sisters, my island, my island families, like their culture right there and then in their home country. It's just,
Love it.
again, mind-blowing. My words. I'm sure as like the weeks go by, then my brain will start continuing to process. My brain is still
Taking
there.
it all in.
It's still there. And for us, we went just Calvin and I. A lot of people were like, did you take Caleb? I said, no, unfortunately. Because again, with that, from our awareness of what goes down at his concerts, as far as, the smoking and all that stuff, it's just not an environment for my son. If you want to take your kid, that's you. But it's not just an environment for our kid. And at the same time, it's just something that we wanted to experience for just us. And we haven't had a mom and dad trip in a while. And the trips that we had in the past, I was drinking. And I was not the best wife or travel person to be with during those trips. So now this trip was literally like a breath of fresh air for myself as a wife and just for my marriage. It was the reset that we 100% needed. So if you're going through anything in your marriage, take that time. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a trip to Puerto Rico, but make it a trip to Puerto Rico for Bad Bunny. I 100% recommend, or not recommend, like a must to take that time for you and your spouse to have that, again, that one-on-one time with, and especially when you have kids or when you've been together for so long, to kind of switch it up a little bit. You know, when they say like, relight that spark, relight that spice, all the stuff, just do that, because that intimate time together, I just always even feel like when him and I sit on a flight together, it's just like, that's just like, it's us. And even we've had Caleb there sometimes, but it just still feels like, oh my God, like we're going to get to spend 24/7 together for the next couple days, be all up in each other's space. Where, like I said, the biggest difference for this trip, I've 100% noticed my growth as a wife, my growth just as a human being. Mm-hmm. And it's just beautiful, because even at the end of the trip, like we reflected on that. And it's funny because when we got back home, we went to my in-laws, and he literally said, he was like, yeah, this girl, she's just become a nun. And I'm like, but you like this nun,
That's right. That's right.
And it's none of your business.
It's between me and the Lord.
But it's that. And it's funny that he says that. And it's just like, of course, everybody's like, oh my God. But I took zero offense to it. Because I'm like, yeah, that's showing my growth. And again, when you start working on yourself, and again, I'm sure you've heard it starts to filter into all parts of your life. I 100% am living that. And I'm living that with myself, in my marriage, in my motherhood, in my sisterhood, in my, I guess it's not parenting, in my being a child, at the same time parenting my parents. I'm just gonna give myself a nice big hug. It's just like,
I'm like, don't hit me with the mic.
But I share this to say, to do the work. Do the work. Like Mel Robbins has said, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. And again, Nora and I have been working, since we started this podcast, every day, like chipping at it. But I feel like for me personally, like the past 6 months, I've taken a big chunk of that, like taking that axe or that, what is it? I've been at those places where you can release the anger. What is it called?
The rage room?
Like I've been raging in the most peaceful way at that rock that's been holding me back from truly, deeply enjoying every single moment. And I am so happy again that this trip was possible, that we got to spend that time together, because it was a testament of the work that I've been doing. And like I said, I'm speaking on my behalf. We got to get our husbands on this podcast for them to share their side of the story. But like I said, the snippet of Kelvin is that I've become a nun. That's his 2 cents that I'll share, but it's his, opinions for him to be sharing for himself. But
she's so at peace. I love it. I love it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But
like if you were to tell yourself a year ago that this is how you would just be moving.
Yeah, I'll be like, no way.
Like, yeah,
like,
right.
That's crazy.
I'm too type A for this.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to fear canceling plans on her because she'll be like, oh. Like now it's the, oh, dang. Okay.
Like,
and I'm like,
when can you do it again?
Yeah,
like, when are you available
fine.
next? Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
And that was another thing with this trip too, that with Calvin, because Calvin has always like, I guess, and this is why I am glued to him from the very beginning. And again, I wasn't aware of it because he's never been a yes man. And because again, in my past, everyone that I've dated, yes, whatever Cindy wants to do. And with him, it's like, yes, whatever Cindy wants to do, but I have my opinion and you're going to listen to it. And if you don't listen to it, you're going to crash and burn. And I have crashed and burned hard. And now, and even so, I'm still crashing and burning, but very, very minimal. The ashes are not as big as before. Because, like I said, this man, I'm like, what are you, a brujo, a bruja, whatever? Like, you just know the future. Because he's like, you see, I told you that's what we should have done. And now I'm working on listening to him the first time.
Yeah.
Because even simply for like a restaurant, I was like, I just really want like a green juice, but I want to go to that cafe in the front. And he was like, let's just go to the restaurant. But I was like, but no, I want to go to the cafe. We'll go to the cafe. The cafe didn't have that specific green juice. So where did we end up going back to?
The restaurant.
So
Kelvin knows
I love
best.
you, boo.
Kelvin knows
He
best.
does. Hashtag. So how have you felt in your growth as a wife?
So I have always been notorious for saying yes to plans and just doing things without consulting Alberto. So like, oh yeah, let's do this, that, and whatever. And I always felt some type of way like when our friends would be like, well, let me ask so-and-so first, or let me ask. Or for me, I'm like, oh, he just kind of does what I tell him or where we're going. But
quickly, do you think that's a society thing or like that whole women independent thing? Like, I'm going to do it, he's just going to follow?
No, I'm just a piece of crap. And
don't say that.
And like, I just kind of, I handle everything, being a firstborn, all that stuff. I'm like, I'll just do this and just tell him where to be. So now he's always been very good. Like, hey, babe, are we doing something on this day? Are we doing something on that day? And we have our shared calendar, which I never use, but now I use it all the time. So he has a running joke that anytime I post like a dog, I'm like, oh, are we doing something this day? And he goes, I have an OBGYN appointment. And I'm like, you're so stupid.
But I love that he's checking the calendar.
Yeah, but he'll check and like on our way here, he was like, hey, do we have anything on these 2 days? And I'm like, I have something on Friday. And he's like, no, this is for the guys. We're going to go do the fantasy football stuff. And I was like, oh, that's not a problem. I'm like, if you want to do that's fine. And he's like, oh, okay, they want to go to Atlantic City. Is that okay? Like, just asking versus, oh, yeah. He's like, no, I told him I was going to check with you. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm always chill about that stuff. I'm like, oh, just let me know when.
Right.
And I feel like I have to give him that same grace. So, and also, I always felt like I'm the one overwhelmed and tired and like, why is he tired? There's no reason for him to be tired. Like, he has more of a flexible job. Like, he doesn't have to go do this and this and this. I'm like, you know what? I've started to put myself in his shoes because he internalizes a lot of things. So like yesterday I was like, you know what? The kids he needs a break from the kids. He told me, he was like, babe, I'm really tired. And I'm like, you know what? I actually have some energy. I took them out to the mall. And we just hung out all day, like all day long. I was out with them from 11 to 7 p.m.
I love it. I love it.
Went out,
and you guys went to the American Dream, right? So
and
I feel like it's easier to spend
I brought
time.
my niece and nephew as well. So it was me with 4 kids. And it's funny. Yeah, it was funny because my cousins were like, are you sure? I'm like, first of all, I always take these 3 alone and I'm good. They run me. I'm like, but one of my niece was 12. So I'm like, you can help me out or whatever.
That's an adult.
Exactly. I was like, you're good. But girl, I am not ready for the teen years. I'm not.
Say less. Neither am
I'm
I.
not. Because her eyes lit up. I had to go into Ulta and her eyes lit up.
Oh, well, with these kids with their skincare.
And she walked in, girl. And you know me. I'm not, like, it was her birthday. So I was like, okay.
What do you want? I got you.
I'm thinking maybe a little lip gloss. No, homie came out with 3 Olaplex thingies. And I was like, I'm like, Olaplex? Like, what? Like, okay, but whatever. Anyways, let's go back to the topic at hand. I also was raised in like, my mom has always demonstrated that with us. Like, what's it called? She would have, like, my dad, like, just kind of follow whatever she was doing and, like, always just be like, well, this is what we're going to do. And she even did things and not include him. So in that way, it was just like, I learned that. I followed that. That was just something that I saw. And I brought that into my marriage, which I did not like, because Alberto's family, they're so cute. Him and his mom, like, his mom and dad do everything together. And for me, I was like, are you kidding? Like, how are we going to always be together? I don't want to always be next to you. Like, this is a lot for me. But now I crave that, because it's like, I'm learning him as a father of 3. Because technically the boy I fell in love with changed when he became a father. Well, when he became my husband, then when he became a father of 1, then a father of 2, and now a father of 3. And, like, goals are different, everything's different, but when we try to do these things together versus me fighting against it, like, I'm still an individual. No. Our souls met in a way that we are now one, and we brought these beautiful kids here. And if I'm going to be operating at a lower optimization than I'm capable of at that time, he has to step in, and it's not a competition. Right. And I feel like social media right now,
oh my God, yes.
It's so normal to
be toxic,
say disrespectful things about your partner to your friends.
Yes.
Bring them, like, oh, he's so effing annoying, or like he's what happens between a husband, like, if you have one family, like, sometimes even your family members are just like, they don't even want to hear it. But having that respect for your spouse, like, what you said bothered me. What you said made me feel this way. Versus you saying it to somebody else, they don't know. It's a game of telephone. They don't know.
Right. They don't know the full story.
So Alberto and I have a thing now. We actually, it's funny because we've started this many years ago, and then we started picking it back up again. We have, like, a normal notebook, and we just write stuff in there. Sometimes it's little love notes, or, like, sometimes it's like, I'm not comfortable talking about this with you right now, but this made me feel very, very upset that day. Or I felt some type of way because you didn't communicate that with me. And we just do that, and we just kind of look at whatever. And then we also have our reels that we send to each other. And Alberto's always been so good at this, and I'm not. I'm getting a lot better, and I've noticed my growth. He'll always send me memes that say, like, no matter what, I just want you to know that you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, those he sends those things to me all the time. And I'm like, okay. Like,
see, romance is not dead.
It's not. But for me, it's so uncomfortable. But I'm learning, and he says this all the time. He's like, he's more physical. He's more, and I'm like that. Like, and I hate that because I can be better.
Yeah.
But he understands too. So, like, you know, there's days like he'll sit down and I'll just, like, massage his neck or do something. And he's like, I'm like, okay, great. Now, like, thank God I don't have anything here, because I cannot get pregnant anymore. Because clearly we didn't get the memo the first, the second, or the third time. So it was like, whatever. But for him to still find me attractive and you know, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, because there's days I look in the mirror, I'm like, ugh, I look like trash. And he's like, this is the most beautiful I've ever seen you. Or like when I don't
stop talking like that about
or when
yourself.
I don't put makeup on, he's like, yeah, but you can actually walk out without having to. And then I've also heard him talk about me with his friends, and like he won't know I'm there. Like, he's like, no, Nora's the best, man. Like, you know what she does and this and this. Like, I appreciate it. And I'm like, so I'm the problem. I just have I was like, I just have to get better.
No, yeah.
But I am
growing.
It's
just like you say, like society, social media has put these blinders on us and where we want to just sit there and like nitpick and look at the
Everything.
negative shit when we have, both of us have so many things to be grateful for
Yes.
in our husbands.
Yes.
That is just like mind blowing. And I love that you guys are doing that notebook thing, because that helps you get things out without letting it just become into that crazy snowball. And then things blow up when you're in your 50s and you're like, wait, how did we even get here?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, we let that day to day and we don't give each other, again, that one-on-one time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be, like I said, like I know I mentioned before, like a vacation or whatever. It doesn't need to be extensive periods. It could be like a 10-minute thing. And one thing I recently heard, and I was just like this, and I think we spoke about it before, like run your house like a CEO or like like a corporation.
Yeah.
What do you do when you go to work? It's just like, and if you're a part of a team, and especially a part of a team that knows how to communicate, what does everyone do in the morning? Check in. Hey, what does everyone have on their schedule today?
Yep.
What's going on? Meetings, da-da-da. And then what happens at the end of the day? Everyone again checks in. Okay,
Recap.
what recap, da-da-da. If you can kind of take that and apply it to your household, however that may work for you, that helps, especially again, now that you have 3 kiddos, it helps kind of make things a little bit more manageable, because you're catching things as they happen and not letting 2 or 3 weeks or months go
playing catch
by
up.
and catch up when things have probably snowballed for one individual in your family, that then that's causing turmoil in all other things. Like the same way that I said, yes, I'm growing and it's me pouring now into each bucket of my life. That's the same way negativity pours in just from one family member. And when the other one is trying so hard to be positive, but unfortunately, because again, that lack of communication. And that's so mature and beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be so helpful for you guys in the long run. And again, once those kiddos, the preteens, the teen, all that stuff is you're gonna have that time to regroup. Okay, like recenter. I remember even telling my boss, I was like, hey, like, can we have like monthly like team meetings?
Yeah.
Because in a remote world, it just seems like stuff is just, everything keeps falling by the wayside. Things keeps getting missed. And I was like, even if we have a meeting just to talk, we don't even have to talk about work stuff. And again, I'm like, I'm here making all these efforts for work. Let me make the same exact efforts for my home, because this home is going to be here way longer than a job or anything else
And
that's
it's the
going on in my life.
foundation.
Right? It's like making your home, your household a priority.
Yeah.
Because I realized that with me, and I'm like, I can do all the things. Do you know how they say, oh, like, that's another thing that I hate seeing those memes. Like, oh, they expect us to be doing this and this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you can, and you could do it in a peaceful manner, because I am living that right now.
Yeah.
The fact is just like, again, what you're making a priority.
Yeah.
And making sure first that everything else is in harmony, and then after that, everything that follows will flow. So for instance, for me, it's just like, okay, last month it was my birthday. I'm like, okay, I have this and these outings for my birthday. And then on top of that, then there's these other invitations for separate things. And then there's other family birthdays and events. But it's that telling Kelvin about it first, instead of booking it and then telling him, because that was also something that I was doing as well. And then
even down to
that's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. And like even down to the budget. Like I shared this before. We sit every month and we go through our budget. We go through everything together. And we sit there and I'm like, okay, so this got paid. And then at the end of the week, when I'm doing my Sunday reset, I sit and I'm like, hey, this and this and this card got paid. Let's go back because I would like to tackle this entire balance. And then he's like, okay. And I'm like, do you understand where I'm coming from though? Like why I would think, and he's like, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
And I used to hide my things more of an embarrassment, but now I show him like, hey, I paid this off because this is how much interest and this, I was using this card. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, so the next one is your turn. We'll do your card because that's part of it. And instead of like separating it, I do the snowball with all of our stuff together.
Beautiful.
So I'm like, oh, sometimes it's 2 of his cards and then 1 of mine or like 3 of mine and like that way. And we do it that way because I'm not in competition with my partner. We're together.
It's a team.
And we're one person.
It's a team. It's like
literally
the ultimate test of teamwork.
Yeah, literally. And if we want to make this dream work, like and get that together.
Right. And that's the nitty-gritty stuff about marriage, because society has put such a negative cloud over it, but it's It's the same thing as any other relationship, because you're going so hard at your work relationship, but are you putting that same effort into your marriage, into your girlfriend, boyfriend? And again, are you doing the work to grow yourself, or are you just sitting there and nagging your partner? Or are you setting the example? And that's what we have to do. And especially if we're parents, we're the ones that have to set the tone. And most of the time, it does fall on the woman, because we are the head of the household, and that's something you should actually be proud of.
Yeah.
Don't walk around and think that's a chip on your shoulder. You're the owner of your covenant.
Yep.
You're the one that sets the tone. If you wake up in the morning screaming at your kids, now those kids are all like, and without, again, I scream, but at the same time, in the same moment or so, and I don't let my kid go to school after I've scolded him before I apologize or explain, listen, I woke up upset because this. We need to work on this. Because even Caleb the other day told me, he was like, oh, you're being mean. And I was like, okay, why was I mean? Oh, because I didn't listen. And it's just that he's 4.5 years old. So I was like, I need to set the tone from now, so we can have, again, that back and forth communication. No matter, sometimes, again, like yesterday, he was just like, oh, I don't love you anymore. And I got in my feelings. I was also like that time of the month, and I'm just like, whoa, hold on. Because I could have said so much nastier stuff back, but I was like, I'm not going to be able to take any of those words back.
Exactly.
I was just like, he's a child. I'm the adult here. Let me not get at his level. And sometimes it's so hard.
Yeah.
But it's stuff that I'm working on, because I want to create that communication in his future, and also when he becomes a husband. Because remember that child is going to go out into the world, or when he becomes somebody's boss or whatever. Like, I don't need him to be that boss everybody's scared of.
Yeah.
Like, a boss that knows how to communicate, is mature, emotionally mature, all those things. And it starts in our homes. And we have the power to balance all the scales.
I feel like we should have an episode just on this. Like
down.
CEO of our homes.
Yes. And what have we been applying, and what has worked and what has hit the fan.
And then just, getting from our audience over here,
Yes.
like, from our Migas family, like, what have you guys been implementing and what has worked in your homes and everything. But
right. And what you guys want us to share. Like, ask us all the questions. Clearly, we're an open freaking book.
But let's wrap up this chapter.
Yes.
So thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
all
follow.
the things. We're like 25 subscribers away from 100.
Yes.
So help us get to that 100 and help us continue to grow our online platform. We love you guys. Gracias. Let me see. Hold on.
All right. Bye, guys.
Ciao.